સંધાન ઓલ ગુજરાત ઇન્ટિગ્રેટેડ ક્લાસરૂમ
સેટેલાઇટના માધ્યમથી જોડતી કડી એટલે સંધાન.
Hello, good morning friends. I am Dhiren Parmar and I am a project fellow working with the Department of English, the MS University of Baroda. Now the topic of discussion for today is group discussion. Now today I am going to answer a few questions about group discussion, such as what is a group discussion? What are the types of group discussion? What are the methods of this group discussion? And what are the techniques that you can adopt in your group discussion so that you can have a better group discussion? You can become an active and good member of the group discussion. So now, the very first question that comes to our mind, and that is, what is a group discussion? So let us have a look at the slide. Let us have a look at the word or the term group discussion in a minute and larger detail. The first word, that is group. Now what do you understand by the word group? Now group is considered to be a collective unit of number of people or number of persons. And discussion. Discussion is a kind of process of speaking or writing to come to a decision or to arrive at a decision. Now students, if we know what is group and what is discussion, we can deduce a meaning that group discussion is a situation or a process in which a number of people through verbal or written communication arrive at a decision. Now this is very important. If you don't come to a conclusion or a decision, then group discussion doesn't make any sense. Okay? So group discussion is important because of you want to come to a conclusion or a decision. If you don't come to a conclusion, it won't make sense. Okay? So now, the next question. What is the importance and significance of group discussion? Now this is also very important as far as your personal and professional life is concerned. Now if you are talking to your parents and you are sitting on a dining table, and if you are discussing a few things about purchasing new electronic appliances or any things about your household, so you discuss things with your parents or parents discuss things with you. So that will also be a kind of group discussion. Now group necessarily means that there are 3 to 15 people involved in it. So if you're more than 3 and if you talk about something and you come to a conclusion and you decide something, so that can be also be a kind of group discussion. So if you are talking with your family, if you are having a discussion with your family regarding any household thing or domestic conflict or anything, that will be a kind of group discussion for your personal life. Now personal life does not only limit up to your family, it also involves your friends. So if you are planning for a movie on a weekend, so you friends get together and you plan for a movie and you discuss. Now it may happen that you may have difference of opinions, but you try to convince that let us go for movie A than B. Okay, so this is also a kind of group discussion, and finally you come to a decision that whether we should go for movie A or B. So these are some kind of group discussions that you do in your day-to-day life, and this is related to your personal life, whether you are talking to your friends or to your family or to your relatives, and you talk and you discuss your ideas, you share your ideas, and finally you come to a conclusion that yes, we should go with according to this. Fine, so this is about your personal life. Now the most important thing, and that is professional life. Now students, group discussion is a very important part of your professional life. Even if you want to enter a corporate sector, or you want to go for an executive job, or you want to have a position of responsibility, group discussion becomes very important part of your entrance scheme. Nowadays, they have made a standard procedure to test candidates on the basis of group discussion and personal interviews. So group discussion becomes the first half of your entrance scheme. In your professional life, even after entering your jobs, you will have to do a lot of group discussions, whether you want to come to a decision. If you're solving problems related to your organization, you want to have meetings with people, you want to go for collaborations and various other things in your organization, you will require to have a lot of group discussions. Without group discussions, you cannot come to a conclusion as far as the organization is concerned. So in organization, only your opinion or somebody else's opinion does not make a difference. But if you unite, if you discuss things, if you come to each other, you talk about the problems, you decide something, and unanimously you decide that yes, we should go for this. And finally, you come to a conclusion, and this is how we should go with the plan. And you form plannings and you implement it. And this is how there is a kind of mutual understanding between the group. And this is how all the organizations operate till now. Without group discussions, without discussions, you cannot come to conclusions. And that is very important in an organization. Okay, so in personal life, you have group discussions. The only thing is that you don't carry it as a professional or a formal group discussion, but in professional life you behave as if you are totally informed about it, and you follow some norms, you have some mannerisms, you have etiquettes. Whereas in personal life, you don't have any kind of formal attitude towards your speaking or your writing. So it is very important for you to know what is personal life group discussion, what is professional life's group discussion. Now we are teaching you commercial communication, so this depends largely on your commercial skills of communication. So I'm going to discuss a few things. How will you go with your group discussion skills as far as your commercial aspect is concerned or your professional life is concerned? Okay, so let's have a look at what are the purposes of group discussion. Now, see students, as I told you, group discussion is supposed to be a kind of discussion where you reach a decision. Okay, so the first purpose of group discussion is that you reach a decision. The next thing is that you do a kind of group discussion to solve a problem. Okay, there are some issues that you really want to resolve, and you want that there should be some kind of result to it. Okay, so there can be other purposes also. Decision and solving problems is not only the kind of things that you do for group discussion, but there are also other various purposes. So other purposes are to reconcile a conflict. Now if there is some dispute or there are some conflicts between people, you come together, you sit together and you talk, and then you come to a decision and you finally compromise with each other and pacify each other, and then you come and you have a friendly atmosphere. So this is also one of the purposes of group discussion. Another thing is to negotiate an agreement. Now students, as far as the commercial or organizational communication is concerned, there are a lot of agreements. Now there might be some norms of the agreement or some points of the agreement that you don't agree with. So you can negotiate by having group discussions. So if you sit together and you just negotiate that you are not happy with these terms, you are not happy with these points, so you negotiate and then you talk about it, and then you talk about it that I am not happy with this, I want to have it in this way. So that can also be a kind of negotiation, and it becomes one of the important purposes of group discussion. Another thing, to win acceptance for a new idea, plan or system, or to persuade someone. Now students, this also becomes very important as far as the discussion is concerned. In an organization, there comes various situations when you are supposed to express your new ideas or you explain your new plans to various people, and you formulate a new system that I want to discuss such things to various people. Now unless you discuss it with people, you have the opinion of people that yes, okay, this is okay, this is not okay, this is acceptable, these are some areas you need to work more upon. So with group discussion, with planning and purposes, with the discussion like these, you can have your self-confidence, you can check whether you're doing right or not. Or it may also happen that an organization has new ideas, new plans, new systems, and they try to persuade other organization that, see, this is how we are going to work for the rest 3 months, or this is how we have planned, and this is how we are going to have new ideas for our company, and these are our ideas. So to win acceptance is also one of the important points of group discussion. Winning acceptance creates more value, and which helps in your working. So these are some important purposes of group discussion: to win acceptance for new idea, to plan our system, or to persuade someone is one of the key purposes of group discussion. Fine. Now students, next question is, what are the types of group discussion? Now there are two types basically. The first is topical group discussion, in which there are two subtypes, and they are proposition based group discussion, issue based group discussion, case studies group discussion, in which there are two types. They are organizational and general. So there are two basic types, and they are topical group discussion and case studies. Okay, so let us have a look at the topical group discussion. In topical group discussion, the first type is proposition based group discussion. Now, the proposition based group discussion we can make out from the word itself, proposition. Now, a proposal or a proposition is supposed to be something which has an answer of yes or no. So there can be various kinds of group discussion in which you propose to have something new, which can have answers yes or no from the people. So, proposition. So if you are trying to propose, say for example, if you want to bring a new law for your company, or you design a policy and you want that to happen, and that people should implement it or they should follow it. Now you discuss it. Or say for example, if you are discussing whether we should allow legal alcohol in Gujarat state, as it is dry state, they bring a new kind of discussion that whether we should allow the alcohol to be legal in Gujarat. Now, there has an answer whether you want to have it or you don't. So there are two answers, yes or no. So there might be difference of opinion, that some might say yes, we should not have such a kind of condition for Gujarat state, it cannot be dry state. Or some may come with their explanations that yes, whatever it is all right, perfectly all right, and we should have it for our entire life or till the time it is running. So yes or no answer decides the proposition based kinds of group discussion. So if you have yes or no answer, say for example, if you say whether child marriages should be there or not, so there are answers. Some might say yes, some might say no, and then you come to a conclusion that yes or no. So if you come to a conclusion yes, then it is your answer to your proposition based group discussion. If you say issue based, now this is the second subtype of topical group discussion. Now topical itself also says a kind of meaning to you. Topic. Okay, so if proposition, it has a topic of yes and no, it has an answer of yes or no. And if you say issue based, now issue is supposed to be a problem, students. Now this is very important. Normally most of the group discussions are issue based. Now they try to bring some problems. Now if they realize problems, there are some possible solutions to it. Say for example, if you are saying women's security in India, this is a problem for India. Now if there are some people, or if we say there are 3 to 15 people, and if they are discussing their ideas about such a problem of women's security in India, so they are discussing this issue and they come out with possible solutions, and they finally come to a conclusion that yes, we should follow this. Okay, so this can be one issue. Now there are various other issues on which you can talk about. Global warming, or you may say communalism in India, or casteism in India. So these are various kinds of issues on which you can talk about. Okay, so in topical group discussions there are two types, proposition and issue based. Okay, proposition which has yes or no answer, and issue based which has possible solutions. Okay, it is supposed to be something about the problems that you solve. Okay, so in topical, these are the two. Now let us go on to the other type, and they are called case studies. Now students, case studies in this, one is organizational. Now in organizational, say for example, if you are studying an organization of Reliance, if you want to study Reliance, then you talk about the organization, and you say how was Reliance started, why do you want to know about it, who was the founder of it, how did it run, how many years they have been working for the nation, they are working for themselves, what is their turnover and all. Everything you talk about the organization. Okay, and it is about case study. So case itself, it says that it is about one thing. So if you don't have case, this doesn't make sense. Okay, so organizational case study means that you study and you talk about a single organization. So you discuss about the case of an organization. Okay, the next thing is general. Now in other general cases, you may say if you want to talk something about the services, or you want to say about products, or the general occurrences, or the incidents that happen in day-to-day life. So these are also some case studies. If you find some good experiences, and then you say that this is what had happened yesterday. Okay, and you discuss things about it. So this is also a kind of case study, that you talk about a single thing and then you come up with different ideas, and then you come to a conclusion that this is what had happened, and this can be the probable judgment out of it. Okay, so these are the two types, topical and case studies. Fine, let us go on to the other slide, and that is the methods of group discussion. Now there are three types of methods of group discussion. The first is brainstorming. Now brainstorming, the word is brainstorming, and itself says